Hi and welcome back. This is part two of Cymax FinTech's weekly market insight. And here we're I've already covered what happened last week in part one. Now, in part two, we're going to be looking at what's going on this week. So, key data, to be honest, there's not really that much coming out of the UK. Although there could be some more political news because the Deputy Prime Minister resigned last week. Data-wise, there's just very little though. Now, what I'd like to do is just fill in the gap and just point out that I'm in London this Friday, the 28th at the IX Investor Trader event. I'm on a panel of experts discussing trading and markets. I'm delivering a seminar on trading challenges. So if you're looking for that funded account, and also, sort of what it takes for you to qualify there. And then finally, I'm hosting a lunchtime table where it'll be an open table and we'll discuss many different aspects of trading and investing. And there's the details I've added below. Okay, so moving back on, so let's have a look at what's been going on in the US and what to expect this week. Now, this week, there's loads of data out, so it's making up for that lack of UK data, if we're that bothered anyway. I'm in the UK, but I focus much more on the US markets. So consumer confidence, for me, that's underrated data. The reason for that is because we as consumers account for anywhere between 60 and 70% of that economy. So therefore, our spending habits are really important. And if you don't believe me, just ask the central banks at the moment, because obviously they think we're spending too much. And then housing data is coming out, manufacturing data, we've got durable goods. Again, just remember with durable goods, they're sort of the bigger ticket products. They've got a lifespan of a minimum of 3 years. And so, you can see the appetite for people spending money. Now, something I've been warning about and that we're going to continue to sort of focus on is jobless claims. And you've got to pay more attention to them because they're growing week by week. And trust me, I see that that's going to continue. Also out in the US is GDP, Michigan Consumer Sentiment, Chicago Purchasing Managers Index, and of course, at the end of the week, we've got that keenly watched PCE, that personal consumption expenditures. That's the Fed's and Powell's certainly's favourite inflation indicator. What they're looking at is spending now versus saving. And of course, what that equates to is short-term demand from the consumer versus long-term demand. Are they saving to spend at a later date? Moving on to the EU, consumer confidence and GDP. Then Germany, IFO, so again keep an eye out for that one, especially if you're interested in the euro or anything to do with Europe, because it's the business climate and expectations coming out there. Plus we got GDP and CPI. Now Japan's going to be interesting because it's rate decision time, and of course it's Ueda's first meeting as the governor of the Bank of Japan. There's also CPI coming out, so again inflation is that little bit higher, so is that going to make him sort of consider changing policy? Employment's coming out, industrial production, and of course retail sales. In China, PMI, and Australia, CPI. So it's going to be an interesting week, especially with what's going on in the US, because that is sort of really going to dictate at the end of this week, what people's sentiment is towards what's going to happen with US interest rates at their next meeting. And of course, we're approaching all of the major US and ECB, Bank of England, and a variety of other rate decisions very soon. So I'm going to cover all of that a lot more with my macro outlook, which is coming up after we finish this particular set of slides. So again, just in case you missed part one, I'm just highlighting sort of what we do as a company. So obviously these YouTubes, on top of that we have the daily newsletter, global news, my views and fresh chart levels each day. Workshops, just so you can find out if trading could be your next career, or just to help fill in any gaps that you've got. Then on top of that, you know, if you're new to trading especially, then join our 1 week intensive course. By the end of it, you're going to feel very confident and competent that, you know, you can start to make those trading decisions. Are you a trader? Of course not. It takes years. But, you know, what it's going to do is start to build those foundations for you so that you can grow your trading career out. And of course, as I always say, if you've got an inner trader, I will find it. Now, if you're really serious about turning trading into a career, then we offer a comprehensive accredited masterclass, and we've designed that to provide all the knowledge and trading tools that you're going to need to navigate every type of market and every asset class. Now, trader mentoring. Again, you know, if you're looking to improve, we can help you. If you're already trading, no problem. Consulting, if you're, you know, if you've got risk, FX risk or commodity exposure, we can help with that. We create very flexible hedging programs to allow you to take advantage of anything that works in your favor there. Now, when it comes to trader education, we provide that to individuals, to exchanges, to brokers, right across the spectrum. And of course, you know, if you're lacking that capital, or you feel like you're lacking that capital, or of course you'd prefer to risk someone else's money rather than your own, then, you know, you should look at these funded trading accounts. And our partner offers a great one. And, you know, just compare all of the different ones that are available, and you'll see that it's a very, very competitive one. Now, if you've got any questions whatsoever, you can reach us at info@cymaxfintech.com. If you've got anything around trading that you would like to ask me personally, then it's chris.tubby@cymax-int.com. Okay, so part 3 is where I cover my macro outlook, and there's plenty to discuss there. So I hope to see you for part 3.